What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another wheelie bow weekend. Today we are going to be attempting to answer the question, how much does arrow weight affect our drop on our arrow or our zero, whatever you want to call it. Basically, how much more is my arrow going to drop based on how heavy is my arrow? So get right into it. What I've got here is my usual hunting arrow. This is a gold tip kinetic pierce 300. It's a micro diameter arrow. I have Boning X3 vanes on it and a Amazon lighted knock, as well as the standard insert and collar with a 100 grain field point on there. Here I have a Carbon Express Predator Extra SD 350 spine. Basically just a crappy micro diameter arrow. It's a really heavy GPI. I think it's like 11.5 or 12 GPI. It's got Boning blazers on it, same Amazon knock, and the same 100 grain field point. Now here we have the same arrow, Carbon Express Predator XSD, same vanes, same knock, but 150 grain field point on the tip there. So total arrow weight, we have my usual arrow, 463 grains. The Carbon Express with the 100 grain point, 496 grains. And then the extra heavy one, we're looking at 546 grains. So I'm really curious to find out how far I need to be from my target before you start seeing a substantial difference between these three weights of arrows. Because everybody online is all like, oh, I want all my arrows to be super, I want them to be clones, I want them to be the same exact weight because it, I don't know. I mean, I usually have a mixed quiver, to be honest. I very rarely have a full quiver when I'm hunting of the exact same arrow with the exact same broadhead and all that. And I've always noticed, like, inside 30 yards, it literally does not matter what arrow you're shooting. Like, you could be shooting an arrow that's 100 grains heavier and it's still gonna hit pretty much in the same dang place. So today I'm gonna test that out. We'll see. These are all standard arrows, nothing crazy on the weights, just a little bit, I think, or 84 grains difference or something like that between the lightest and the heaviest. So we'll see what the difference is. I'm curious. We're gonna start off at 10 yards on this target right here behind me, and we'll see what the difference is. Before we get too far into the video, I want to give a quick shout out to TideWe. For those of you who've been following along with the channel for a while now or know me personally, you know I'm always on the lookout for good, high quality, lower budget brands that can compete with the higher end, more expensive stuff. When TideWe reached out to me asking if I wanted to try any of their products, I couldn't help but ask if I could try out their new Merino lineup. I absolutely love its natural temperature regulating properties as well as its natural odor resistance. Merino wool wicks moisture exceptionally well. Maybe not as good as some of your synthetic clothing, but still really well. But where it really shines over synthetic clothing like polyester is its comfortability. For me personally, there's no other clothing out there that is as comfortable as merino wool. It's super ultra soft and I can wear it all day as a base layer and never have to worry about feeling uncomfortable, itchy, or any chafing or anything like that. Right now I have on the TideWe Merino 150 long sleeve tee, as well as the 220 quarter zip. And while I haven't had a chance to put them through the ringer on like a week-long grueling hunt where I'm wearing them for basically like a week straight to see how good they are, how durable they are, what I can tell you is that they look and feel pretty nice. Pretty much as good as any other more name brand or expensive merino wool clothing that I've owned personally. They fit amazing, which as a skinnier guy, I'm super picky about. A lot of hunting clothing seems to be more fitted for bigger gentlemen. The 150 is super lightweight, comfortable, comes in a solid color, which I love. It'll be great as a base layer for those warmer hunts. The 220 quarter zip's got a little bit of weight to it, which will make it perfect as a base layer on those colder, more frigid hunts later in the season. They both have built-in thumb holes for layering, which is super nice. Also keeps your hands a little bit warmer when it's cool out. And best of all, the long sleeve 150 is only $80 and the 220 is only $90. So thank you TideWe for reaching out and sending me these. I'm gonna put them through the ringer. I'm eager to find out how well they hold up long term. which I'm sure they will. If you want to check them out for yourself, there's going to be a link down in the description of this video. It'll take you to their site and you can check out all that TideWe has to offer. Turkey season's coming up. They got plenty of turkey products, blinds, things like that. If you do end up seeing something you like, be sure to use promo code BOW18 at checkout. Save yourself 18% off your order. Again, that's code BOW18. So let's get back into the video. Like I said, starting off at 10 yards. We'll see. Actually, no, I'm starting off at 20 because I know for a fact there ain't gonna be a dang difference at 10 yards. There ain't gonna be no difference whatsoever. That's 22 yards. All right. Light standard arrow first. This is my usual hunting arrow that I use for whitetail. Sight dialed to 20. And obviously for this exercise, I have to aim at the center of the target on all 3 arrows, or at least for the same target. I'm not gonna aim at the middle. Not bad. All right, mid-weight arrow. And like I said, I'm looking for a substantial difference outside of what your regular grouping may or may not be. Like I said, I'm just getting over target panic, and I'm still currently kind of in the process of getting over it. So my groups may not be that tight, but I'm looking for a substantial difference. Let's see. Those were not very good shots. I need to do some walk backing. All right. Not noticing any substantial difference here. They're all within a couple inches of each other. And honestly, my lowest arrow is this kinetic pierce, which is my lightest arrow. Could have something to do with the slightly different diameters on the arrow. This isn't a perfect test, but I have shot these interchangeably before and not noticed the difference in tune, like paper tuning, or in their arrow flight close range. So 20 yards, literally zero difference, noticeable difference between the heaviest arrow, which I think is this one. Get out of it. Between the heaviest arrow and the lightest arrow. Let's go to 30 yards. All right, let's get to 30 yards here and we'll see if there's any difference. 30 yards, gold tip first. 463 grains. I never dialed my sight. That was a pretty bad shot. I don't even know where it hit. Somewhere in the middle. I think it might have gone through the damn target. No issue there. Heaviest arrow. Ooh. That one was noticeably slower. Noticeably slower. Let's see how much lower it was though. Okay. So we're seeing a difference at 30 yards. All right. So this is exactly what you would hope to see. You have your lightest arrow right here, your medium arrow, and then your heavy arrow. I aimed right at the center for all 3 shots. Lightest arrow was dead center. Then you got 50 grains heavier, inch below it, and then you got 80 something grains heavier, or 30 grains heavier, an inch or 2 below it. Then you got 80 grains heavier. Get out of there. 3 inches below it. So that was a perfect honestly test. It's kind of what I expected. So let's move to 40 and see what kind of difference we get there. All right, I'm here at 40 yards. And let's redo this test. 40 yards, lightest arrow coming up first. Dial the sight. Let's catch my breath because I've been running back and forth, trying to pull out arrows and stuff, and wait for the wind to die down as well. Uh-oh, here comes a car, I think. This isn't good. This ain't gonna be good. I gotta wait to see where they're going. Oh, and my target fell over, so that's great. All right, here we go. Car's gone, 40 yards. Oh, right at 40. Perfect. 40 yards, lightest arrow. Sight is dialed. That wasn't a great shot. Not at all. In fact, it was so bad I'm actually gonna go pull that arrow and shoot again. All right, let's try this again. That shot actually wasn't that bad, but we're trying to be meticulous about this. Catch my breath for a second. Good. Medium weight, 496 grains. Oh, I don't think that was very good. Heavy. Mr. Heavy. Let's go see. I'm gonna leave my bow here this time. We got some results here. Mixed results, but expected results. Once again, this is what I expected. Our lightest arrow, medium, heavy. Lightest arrow, I shot a little high, I think. Same with this one, but got 1.5 inches difference. And then about 6 inches low, we've got our heavy arrow. Let's do one more test at 50 yards and we'll close this out. 48, 49, 50. All right, last one in our test. Dial the sight, 50 yards. Let's see what the difference 80-ish grains makes in our impact. I haven't shot this far in a while. Pretty good. Our medium arrow. That one hit a previous hole, it sounded like. Heavy arrow. I think I jerked that a little bit. In fact, I know I jerked it a little bit. Let's go see the results of this one though. I'm sure they'll tell the same story. Yeah, jerked it. Yeah, I jerked that last shot. But it was still lower. It was still 4 inches lower than the other two. Again, 1.5 inches and then 4 inches. So honestly, 80 grains doesn't make near as big of a difference as you would expect. I would have thought at 50 yards, this heaviest arrow would be hitting the dirt almost. And it's just not. Like, if I didn't jerk that one, I think it would have hit about here, which is about 7 inches low. But now we know. So what's the conclusion? I would say if you're a guy out there watching this and you're a total gear junkie, you want all your arrows to be perfect clones of each other, everything's got to be perfect, otherwise you're scared you're going to miss a deer, or you're scared you're going to miss your shot. Don't be. You don't need to be scared. If your furthest shot is 30 yards, odds are you could have 5 completely different arrows that are completely different weights, and you would never notice a difference shooting at an animal. Now, if you're a target shooter or shooting further at animals, you need to pay attention to it. Because as we saw, at 50 yards, our heaviest arrow was at very least 5 inches low. Probably more like 7. I would want to repeat the test more and more, but I don't really have time for that today to verify those results. But my takeaway from this is, as long as your arrows are shooting straight, they're properly tuned, they're not flying sideways through the air towards your animal or towards your target, don't worry too much about your arrow weight. Actually, I dare you to go weigh every single arrow out of all your arrows, and I bet you your standard deviation between all dozen of your arrows perfectly set up, cut perfectly, is gonna be more than like 5 grains. I would be willing to bet, unless you're buying very, very premium arrows, which I don't, because like I said, I don't think it makes a difference. I don't plan on shooting at a deer at 150 yards where this arrow is gonna be 2 feet lower than this one. Anyways, all I know is I see a lot of people getting a stick up their butt about their gear, needing it to be absolutely, absolutely perfect. And more power to you. If you wanna do that, you can. I'm not gonna stop you. Go ahead. But to me, in the way that I shoot and how far I'm willing to shoot at an animal, which for whitetail deer is 45-ish yards if they're very relaxed, I don't need all of my arrows to be within 5 grains of each other. It just does not matter for my point of impact. It's gonna be close enough. If anything, environmental variables and myself are gonna be less accurate than the difference in weight between all my arrows. That's just how it is. But let me know what you think. If you think I'm completely full of shit, or if you think there's a lot of people out there that care way too much about their gear and how everything is. But let me know in the comments. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. Peace out. I'm gonna take one more shot just for the hell of it. Gotta end on a good one. I freaking smoked him. Is he down? Is he down? Is he down? That was a really good shot. Let's be honest. Thanks again. See ya.